Several people on the left side of the political aisle in this country are complaining that the Democrats are not doing enough to stop the Trump agenda. I asked the question in a video, what would you have the Democrats do given their minority positions in the House and the Senate? What do you expect them to do? And I'm answering some of those questions as they arise. This person says, what about law enforcement? Why is no one stopping these raids on the various departments? Elon and his cronies are not government officials. Will the armed forces be blah, 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 blah? Why is nobody stopping the ICE raids? Because they don't have the ability to. ICE answers to the federal government, not state or local law enforcement. State and local law enforcement in blue states can get in the way and try to disrupt this as much as possible, and you're seeing that happen in states right here like in Illinois. They're doing their best to try and disrupt the ICE raids, but nobody in ICE has to answer to the governor of Illinois or some local cop. They answer to the federal government, and the federal government wants to conduct these raids. I say again, and listen, it's going to sound like a broken record, but if you didn't want ICE raids, and I'm not saying that you didn't vote for Kamala Harris, I'm talking in general to the people on the left who are complaining that the Democrats aren't doing anything and may not have actually voted in this last election in order to send a message to the Democrats. If you didn't want ICE raids, you should have voted for Kamala Harris. If Kamala Harris was president right now, ICE would not be raiding workplaces. The Democrats in the Senate can't stop the ICE raids. The Democrats in the House can't stop the ICE raids. The Democrats at the state level can do their very best to try and disrupt them at best, but they can't stop the ICE raids. So I go back to my original question. What would you have them do realistically about the subject you want to talk about, ICE raids? They can't just go, no, you're not doing that. ICE reports to the federal government. It's a part of the federal government. The federal government is now run by Donald Trump and the Republican Party. There is nothing the Democrats can do to stop the ICE raids. And what we can do to stop the ICE raids is to vote Democrat so that we don't have this. But we didn't do that in 2024. Some people had to stand on their high ground. Some people had to stand on their morals, and they had to abstain from voting. They had to send a message to the Democratic Party. They had to teach the Democratic Party a lesson for their position on Gaza. Well, lesson sent. Here's the aftermath. ICE raids. Because the lesson that you sent was, and I'm not saying you, once again, I'm talking to everybody who didn't vote for Kamala Harris. The message that you sent was getting Donald Trump elected. The Democrats didn't win. Message sent. That meant the Republicans won. Which means you get ICE raids.